as a part of inflammatory response, our body responds to those foreign particles are as burst, which means that they they cause the body causes the accumulation of inflammatory cells in that particular part of the body, like lungs. Neutrophils are a particular type of inflammatory cells. So in these neutrophil cells, the metabolism is via glucose pentophosphate shunt, uh, but not by glycolysis. So here also, as the inflammatory cells consume more oxygen apart from the normal cells, this leads to the formation of more superoxide radicals as a normal metabolic process, and these superoxide radicals in turn react with the hydrogen peroxide, forming hydroxyl radical and HOCl, which is formed due to the action of enzyme myeloperoxidase, which is the enzyme produced by the neutrophils as a to produce a more free radicals, so that they can combat with the foreign particles which are ingested into the lungs, which are taken into the lungs. Apart from these super oxide free radicals may also generate a nitric oxide nitroso compound called nitric oxide radical. This nitric oxide radical is also toxic, which again leads to the formation of hydroxyl radicals. So respiratory burst is the mechanism which induces the formation of more free radicals in order to combat with the foreign particles. Respiratory burst may be due to the pollutants which are present in the air, or also due to the smoking. This is the fourth cause, and the fifth cause is that herbicide or pesticides, which are the which are one of the cause of the free radicals. Paraquat is a herbicide which is sprayed onto the plants. This when it is sprayed onto the plants, when we consume those herbicides, uh, when we consume those plant parts as a daily diet, then these herbicides which are getting deposited on the plant parts also get ingested into the body, which leads to the formation of free radicals. Actually, how these herbicides are getting into the free radicals? Here you can see this is the structure of the paraquat, which is a herbicide. This paraquat interacts with the electron which is generated from the photosystem 1 as a part of photosynthesis in the plant. This uh, electron from the photosystem 1 interacts with the paraquat herbicide, leading to the formation of reduced paraquat free radical. This reduced paraquat free radical in turn generates superoxide free radical because of the interaction with the oxygen. So in this way superoxide free radical is generated. This is the fifth cause for the free radical. Next, the most important cause of the most harmful cause of free radicals is the stress, mental stress. During the mental stress, the consumption of oxygen is increased. So you can see that this is the neurotransmitter region. Here this is a neuron, and this is another neuron. This is the axon terminal, and this is a dendrite terminal. When you see that this is dopamine is a neurotransmitter released by this neuron. This dopamine gets transferred to the other other neuron through this synaptical space. This synaptical space uh, is uh, is low in oxygen in the case if there is no stress, but in the case of stress, consumption of oxygen is increased. So because of these more oxygen molecules in this synaptical space, this high dopamine gets converted into uh, other compounds, which may lead to the formation of hydrogen peroxide, which is depicted in this reaction. Dopamine, by the enzymatic oxygen and normal addition of oxygen, gets converted into non-adrenaline, which is beneficial. But in the case of stress, because of the increase in the consumption of oxygen, this is getting converted into hydroxydopamine in this reaction. First, this is the first spontaneous addition of oxygen. After again in the second spontaneous addition of oxygen, this may lead to the formation of toxic hydrogen peroxide is produced because of second spontaneous addition of oxygen. So stress is the major factor for the cause of free radicals. Next cause of free radicals is ozone. Ozone molecule formation. How the actually the ozone molecule formation is happening in the body? High energy ultraviolet radiation, when strikes the oxygen molecule, the bond between two oxygen atoms is broken. This individual oxygen atom in turn reacts with the molecules of oxygen, and which leads to the formation of ozone molecules. These ozone molecules are also considered the risk factor for the cause of free radicals. So as we have seen that these are the major causes. Apart from these, there are also other causes for the free radicals. So when you look at all these causes, many more and more amounts of free radicals are produced in the body on a daily basis. So these free radicals are toxic because they affect other healthy molecules which are present in the body. What are those healthy molecules?